Okay, but price is slowly drifting lower from here, and so I'd be keen to take potential shorts at this area here, but because we have lower highs and low lows on the monthly, I wouldn't be very keen about buying anything. If we look at this, we have this, and so you go to current price and you look for an area of demand that was able to close above highs, significant highs. We had some highs here. The origin of this move, which is responsible for moving above these, originates from down here, and we're getting pretty close to it now. If we go to the weekly and have a look, we can see what it looks like, and here you can see it a lot clearer. Price came down, we popped up, the slingshot was pulled back to this area here, so right here, then we left. Okay, and so you can see it pretty clearly. I think price popped up, the slingshot, and then we started to gap up. So this is also a very price sensitive area. Can expect price to have a bit of a bounce. Now this little fella here kind of ruins everything. You can notice here again that this candle closed above this high. This candle did not close above this one, and the close of this candle is lower than this one. So these two candles here make up the accumulation at this area, and the beginning of the buy zone is the 106.56 area. So I think we can expect price to have a bit of a bounce there. Okay, so there's a lot of space between this area of supply and this area of demand. Okay, so for the time being you could look to sell until we start to move down into this, and we're getting pretty close to it now, so you might want to be a little bit careful. So if we have a look for short entries here, notice that we had this low, so we had lower highs and lower lows. The area of supply responsible for moving below this, and actually all of these lows, is this one here. And so you have this candle here was responsible for closing below this one, and so there's probably something here. I would probably mark off this whole area here because it looks like that, and I'd want to go to the daily chart for clarity. This one closed below here, so there's something in here that's telling us to have a closer look. You can see it right there, a lot of accumulating, distributing going on here. And if you look at this, there's a lot of trading in the area here, isn't there? And a lot of wicks moving up, and these wicks going up are thinning out the market to the upside. So the more price pokes up, the less liquidity there is up there, and if price is able to hang around in these areas for that long, then there's probably no reason to sell at that area. And so I wouldn't look to sell anywhere around there, but I would look to I would want to look higher. And if you look at this, I mean, price has traded in this area here, price has traded in this area here, and price poked up, so there's actually nothing to do until much higher. And I see this and I get a little bit more happy. So we have the accumulation, the candle that closed below the lows, the high of this candle, which is the beginning of the sell zone, is here. So I'd mark this area off like that. So this is where I would be comfortable to begin to sell, and we're really far away from price. Okay, so what we can do is we can have a look down in this monthly demand to see if there's anything in there on the daily chart. So we'll scroll left, and having a look at this, what you can see that we have, there's a lot of trading sitting on this area. You can see there's this price level has been protected. You can see it's pretty accurate, these lows. It's very accurate here. Okay, this candle cut away. The deepest pullback is here. Let me see why this candle is put there. So this candle could be marked off like that, and this one here goes back to here. So this is a tiny little area which I think you could box off this like that. But what I do like is how price popped up north, and then we pulled back. So this is retracement price action here. Price is coming down, we're starting to fill orders. You see price comes down, we attract some buyers, a little bit deeper, attract more buyers, a little bit deeper, more and more and more, and then all of a sudden we pop up. So this is where that window of opportunity begins. So I would be quite comfortable beginning to buy from around the low of this candle here, which you could see pretty clearly on the weekly chart. So if we scroll back, you can see it here if we zoom in here from the low of this candle here. Okay, so but for the time being, I mean, I'd be looking to buy from down here, and I would not be looking to sell until much higher, this area of monthly supply. There's just nothing in here. Prices messed around in this area for a long time. We have the big pullbacks, so the beginning of the sell zones for this area starts here, and there's nothing in here. This is very messy.